Playing piano is not about multitasking. In fact, there's virtually no multitasking when you play piano, and a lot of the best pianists aren't even thinking about what's happening with their fingers. Their mind's only really focused on the music, and they're completely immersed in the music. So how are they able to do this? Rather than thinking about doing a million things at once, pianists are really good at pushing things into their subconscious, right? So they don't have to think about it anymore. So they don't have to think about the notes anymore, and they can concentrate on just the music and letting the music flow. So this is what happens in the mind of a pianist when they're learning piano. So first they might practice something with just the right hand, right? And since it's new, it might be taking up quite a lot of space in their brain. But as they practice it and they get used to it and they do it a few times over and over again, and do it especially every day, it's important to do things every day, then this gets smaller and smaller. And then eventually it gets so small that it's like pushed into their subconscious, and then they can focus on the next thing. So maybe the left hand, for example, then starts taking up most of their brain power. And they practice that and they do that every single day, and then eventually that also gets pushed in to their subconscious. And then maybe after that they start concentrating on something else, like putting hands together, because putting hands together is kind of like learning a different piece, really. And so all of their focus goes on to that. And then guess what happens? Yeah, that's right. It goes right into their subconscious after they've practiced that a few times. So this whole idea that pianists are like thinking about the left hand, thinking about the right hand, thinking about exactly what notes they're playing, there's no way a piano player could be going, okay, I'm playing A here, and then C, and then D, and then B, and then F sharp, and then a B flat. No, they can't do that. That's way too much brain power, and no one can focus that much attention onto one thing at once. This is what's really happening. They're getting one big concept and then pushing it into their subconscious. And anybody can do this. Anybody can take something simple and then practice it and then push it into their subconscious, so they then have space to practice something else. All right? So if you're looking at a pianist and thinking, oh my goodness, how can they do that? Well, the technique they've pushed in their subconscious. Playing the notes they've pushed into their subconscious. Playing it musically even, they can push into their subconscious until they reach a point where they can just enjoy themselves at the piano. And you can do that too. Absolutely anybody can do that. I guarantee you anybody can do that. I've proven it to myself and to many of my students as well. So next time you see somebody who's playing like a whole bunch of notes at once and it seems like really difficult and impossible, just remember that it started off with something small, and anybody can start with something small. My name's Lee Diebold. I'll see you in the next video.